much.
Thank you very much, sir. And now we'll turn to one of the very exciting facets of this discussion, which is how the computer industry itself, with all of its software and all of its hardware capabilities, will, in effect, interact with digital television and provide new services for the American consumer. We'll start with Mr. Miller, representing Intel Corporation, and we'll then move to Mr. Stearns of Compact Computer for a discussion of this exciting area. Mr. Miller.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee for allowing me to participate in this very important discussion. I think your remarks are right on. You know, television is really going to become an application of computing. Just like in the 80s and 70s we had word processors, today word processing is an application of computing, and we think this is very important. The use of digital television will allow computing interactivity to become much more ubiquitous and pervasive in our homes, taking it away from just the 40% of homes that may have a computer, which is kind of like having one light bulb in your house. Everybody wants to read at night, so they all go to that one light bulb. But we'll be able to spread computing through our homes, using the television as an appropriate vehicle for that. And so as we start deliberating and thinking about this use of spectrum and use of capabilities, we must factor into it the importance of enhancing television with interactivity. 5 years, 10 years from now, I don't know exactly when, we won't be able to imagine that television was just only linear programming, just like we can't imagine that it would only be black and white today. So this has really been our pursuit at Intel, working with the broadcast industry, working with the cable industry, working with the PC industry and consumer electronics companies to make sure that we can extend and enhance television programming to have data. The other thing that we want to do is to take away whatever uncertainty might exist regarding the ability to handle different formats. The personal computer will be one of the devices that will receive television, just beginning to now. And so we're very strong supporters of all format decoding. That means being able to receive the signal in any format, even though it may be displayed in a different format. We, like many here, believe that progressive scan technology is probably the most cost efficient, but we will support whatever the broadcasting industry wants to deliver. Finally, I would like to say that as we start to think about all the issues around the use of spectrum, the use of the cable systems, the use of satellite broadcasting, today the computer industry is beginning to be a participant in this communications infrastructure. That is the same structure that is beginning to deliver high bandwidth interactivity to our homes for computers. And so just to make things more complicated for all of you, we can't just separate these things. We can't think that we have computers in our homes and telephones in our homes and televisions in our homes, and we're sitting here today just trying to think about what kind of television format we'll have on the TV. We have to understand that what we're recreating here is an integrated set of services that will be provided to consumers in various parts of their homes for various purposes, and that we will be affecting not only entertainment, but education and information, communication between people, and probably one of the most important things is commerce, how we will be able to conduct commerce in our future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And finally, the last member of our panel, Mr. Robert Stearns of the Compact Computer Corporation, Senior Vice President. Mr. Stearns.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm pleased to discuss Compact's thoughts on the future of digital television. We believe that that future can be very bright, particularly given the important and even courageous decisions made over the last 2 years by broadcasters, equipment makers, and the government. Early in the development of digital television, the consumer electronics industry set as its goal the delivery of high-resolution pictures on expensive large-screen televisions. Perhaps that was a fine notion at the time, but consider back then that the PC industry didn't yet exist and no one had yet heard of the Internet.
Right.
Rapid advances in the semiconductor industry and communications technologies have brought the computer industry into the discussion about the future of TV. We feel we offer a more compelling vision, one that marries the promise of high-resolution TV with the power of the Internet, one that will make watching television both more compelling and more personal. Consider the contrast between our respective approaches. They propose television offering only pretty pictures. We propose computer-like appliances capable of higher resolution pictures enhanced with Internet-like services. They proposed price tags ranging from $5,000 to $12,000, affordable only by the very rich. We propose products all Americans can afford right now. They propose transmissions based on interlace, a technology with no future, a virtual technology cul-de-sac. Our proposal is based on progressive scan, technology that all now agree is the future of HDTV. Faced with competing views, the FCC recognized it did not have the ability to divine the needs of the American consumer. It wisely left the decision of technology choices to the market as the best way of ensuring that consumers got affordable, flexible HDTV. Initially, many people assumed that the choice would be based on 1080 interlace format, the legacy of the analog Japanese HDTV system and the only format then supported by broadcast equipment companies. But in the past year, systems based on progressive scan have come to the marketplace. Broadcasters for the first time have been able to see with their own eyes its superiority. As a result, broadcasters have chosen to use progressive scan for the overwhelming majority of their programming, and 2 major networks will be all progressive scan. The fact is that 720 progressive is scientifically, objectively, and subjectively superior to the 1080i interlace format and significantly less expensive to implement. And we should note that the U.S. Department of Defense has adopted progressive scan starting at 720p as its standard, and even the Japanese government has adopted 1080 progressive as the highest resolution format that it supports. Compact strongly supports these decisions, and we believe the American public is the winner. Compact believes that so-called format wars are over. It's time to get on with the business of delivering first-generation DTV and rapidly migrating all Americans to this new and very exciting platform. Some believe a lack of broadcaster uniformity is a bad thing. We disagree. The power of digital technology means that DTV will always be improving, providing a never-ending stream of new capabilities for the consumer. The world will not stop at 720p or 1080i. These formats will not last for 60 years like analog television standards. Improvements in this new digital world will be constant, just as they have been in the PC industry. Let's make sure that we don't inadvertently freeze this process and limit future innovation. Had we fixed our HDTV system based on the then state-of-the-art Japanese analog system, today we'd be embarrassed at a lack of foresight, and the American consumer would not have been well served. The promise of digital television goes beyond terrestrial over-air broadcasting. Cable and satellite broadcasters have an important role in the delivery of digital television. They, too, face questions of quality, price, and interactivity in choosing their technology. How cable companies carry broadcasters' digital signals involves many new complex technical questions and challenges. Cable broadcasters need the same opportunity as the over-the-air broadcasters to choose technology most appropriate for their customers. And if they aren't allowed to choose freely, we face the prospect of imposing solutions before the problems are fully understood, and the consumer will end up paying the price of this overregulation. In summary, because the FCC chose not to overregulate, the digital television service that will begin this fall will be different from that many had originally expected. It will be different, and it will be substantially better because the free market has been allowed to operate. Compact's goal is nothing short of reestablishing American leadership in consumer electronics. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Stearns. I can see it now, 5,000p. What a demonstration that's going to be. The chair recognizes himself for a round of questions, and we'll do 5-minute rounds and come back again for as often as members desire and as our witnesses can stand. Let me first point out that we asked the folks who put on the demonstration. I want to, by the way, thank on behalf of our, the first of our committee staff, Cliff Riccio and